Hello, my name is Seungmin and this is my second video for the weather briefing. I'm gonna start with the surface chart. There's cold front at north of Nevada to the middle of Montana, and there's stationary front from Montana to South Dakota. And there's stationary front at Arkansas to Tennessee and changes to cold front and heading up to Maine. There's high pressure at the north of California between Oregon and Idaho. And there's high pressure at Colorado, Kansas, Texas, Alabama, South Carolina, and low pressure at Montana and Tennessee. This is the image of visible satellite, and there's some clouds between North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota, and some on northern part of California, Oregon, and Washington. And there's lineup cloud from Oklahoma up to Maine. This is the image of later, and there will be a rain of moderate to heavy rain from Texas up to North Carolina, and there will be moderate to heavy rain on Florida. This is convective outlook, and there will be general thunderstorm at most part of south in US and some in northwestern part of the US. And there's marginal risk of thunderstorm at middle north part of the Montana. This is the image of AirMap, and there will be high turbulence from 24,000 feet to 41,000 feet at Washington, Oregon, North California, North Idaho, and west part of Montana, and same altitude of high turbulence from Ohio up to Maine. And there will be icing from 15,000 feet to 26,000 feet at Northern California up to northern part of Idaho. And there will be mountain obscuration on Washington, Oregon, and Tennessee. And there's no rubber wind shear and surface winds. This is the image of power report, and there's lots of power reports at USA, and among those power reports, there's urgent one about the low rubber wind shear at Delaware. This is the image of freezing rubber chart, and most part of the US freezing rubber is 15,000 feet to 17,000 feet, but in some area there's freezing level higher than 17,000 feet. And it's at west part of Wyoming, Colorado, and most part of Utah and Arizona. And there's freezing level lower than 13,000 at northwestern part of the US and northeastern part of the US. This is the middle of Grand Forks, and there's wind from 180, 11 gusts, 22 knots. And the visibility is 10 stage mile, and there's few clouds at 20,000 feet, and the temperature is 26 degrees Celsius, and the dew point temperature is 19 degrees Celsius. This is the picture of satellite image, and there's cloud on southeast part of North Dakota and northeast part of South Dakota and west part of Minnesota. This is the radar image of the North Dakota, and there's nothing special on it. This is the pyro report, and there's no pyro report in this area. This is the picture for the low-level probe chart on 6 July 7, and there's turbulence from surface to 10,000 feet at the middle of California, and turbulence from surface to 15,000 feet at Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and Montana. And there's turbulence at northeastern part of the US, and there's IFR condition at west of California and north of North Carolina. And for the right picture, which is 24-hour SIG chart, there's IFR condition on the northeast part of the California. This is the picture of high-level significant weather chart, and there's jet stream starting from northwestern part of the US heading up to Canada, and the highest location of this jet stream is at Canada, and the altitude is 43,000 feet. And there's some isolated embedded cumulus clouds at the southeastern part of the US, and the highest cloud top is at 48,000 feet and the lowest part is below 25. This is the top of the Grand Forks, and there's 12 knots of wind at 170 degrees, and the visibility is higher than 6 statute miles, and there's few clouds at 25,000 feet. And after 16 Zulu, there's 19 gusts 28 knots of wind from 190 degrees, and the visibility is higher than 6, and there's few clouds at 25,000 feet. This is the end of my weather briefing. Thank you.